Jake had worked at the warehouse for 6 months. He liked his job, but something felt strange about the place. The storage area was always cold, even on hot summer days. The lights flickered sometimes, and at night, he heard whispers when no one was around. One evening, after his shift, Jake stayed late to help organize boxes. The large metal shelves stretched high, casting long shadows in the dim light. He worked quietly, moving boxes, when suddenly, thud. A heavy box fell from a shelf behind him. He jumped and turned around quickly, but no one was there. "That's weird," he mumbled. He picked up the box and placed it back. Just as he turned away, he heard a whisper. "Leave, now." Jake froze. His heart pounded in his chest. He spun around, but the warehouse was empty. The whispers continued, soft and eerie, coming from the dark aisles. He grabbed his things and rushed out, trying to shake the uneasy feeling. The next day, he told his coworker, Lisa, about what happened. Lisa's face turned pale. "You heard it too?" she asked. "People say this place is haunted. They say it was built on an old morgue." "A morgue?" Jake's stomach tightened. Lisa nodded. "Some workers quit because of strange things happening. Doors slam shut by themselves. Cold spots appear out of nowhere, and some people have seen a shadow figure." That night, Jake worked the late shift with the security guard, Mr. Benson. Mr. Benson had been at the warehouse for years. When Jake mentioned the whispers, the old man sighed. "I've seen things here," he admitted. "Figures moving in the dark, boxes falling without reason. Last month, I saw a shadowy shape running between the shelves, but when I checked, nothing was there." Jake swallowed hard. "So, it's real?" Mr. Benson nodded. "I think so. Be careful." The hours passed, and at midnight, Jake was alone in the storage area. He kept his head down, trying to finish his work quickly. Then, thud! Another box crashed to the floor. This time, he felt something cold behind him. Slowly, he turned around. A tall, dark shadow stood at the end of the aisle. It had no face, just a black, shifting shape. Jake's breath caught in his throat. The figure moved closer, its whispery voice growing louder. "Get out." Jake stumbled backward, knocking over a pile of boxes. He scrambled to his feet and ran, his footsteps echoing through the empty warehouse. He burst through the doors and didn't stop until he reached the parking lot. The next day, he quit his job. Lisa understood. "I don't think this place wants us here," she said. A few months later, the warehouse shut down. Too many workers had left, and the company couldn't keep it running. Some say the ghosts still wander the aisles, whispering warnings to anyone who dares to enter. But no one does anymore. The warehouse stands empty, dark, and cold, just as the spirits want it to be. The Johnson family had lived in their Texas home for 3 years. It was a big house, old and creaky, but they loved it. The only place they avoided was the basement. It was used for storage, but something about it felt wrong. At night, strange noises echoed from below. Boxes scraped against the floor. Soft whispers drifted through the air. The family tried to ignore it, blaming it on their imagination. But deep down, they knew something was not right. One evening, Mrs. Johnson needed an old photo album. She grabbed a flashlight and opened the basement door. A wave of cold air rushed up the stairs. She hesitated, then stepped down, her heart pounding. As she reached the bottom, the dim light flickered. Shadows stretched across the walls, shifting as if they were alive. She shivered and walked to the shelves where the boxes were kept. But before she could grab the album, she heard it. A soft, dragging sound behind her. She spun around. In the farthest corner, something crouched in the darkness, a shadow darker than the rest, with glowing red eyes. It didn't move, but she felt its gaze burning into her. Her breath caught in her throat. She stumbled backward, knocking over a box. The crash echoed through the basement. The shadow twitched. A whisper filled the room, low and menacing. "Get out." Mrs. Johnson bolted up the stairs, slamming the door behind her. She locked it and pressed her back against it, her heart racing. Her husband and 2 kids rushed to her side. "Mom, what happened?" her daughter Lily asked. Mrs. Johnson struggled to find the words. "There's something down there." Mr. Johnson frowned. "It's just old pipes and shadows, honey." But Lily wasn't convinced. The next day, she did some research. She discovered that the house once belonged to a man who practiced dark rituals. Rumor said he opened a portal in the basement, inviting spirits into the world. Some were harmless, but others were not. That night, the noises grew louder. The family huddled in the living room, listening as boxes crashed and whispers filled the air. Then, the basement door rattled. Something was trying to get out. "We have to leave," Mrs. Johnson cried. Mr. Johnson grabbed his phone and called a paranormal investigator. The next morning, a team arrived with cameras and special equipment. They set up in the basement and waited. Hours passed. Then, suddenly, the temperature dropped. The investigators saw their breath in the air. Their machines beeped wildly. One of them gasped. "There's something here." A shadow formed in the corner. It grew taller, darker. Then a deep voice whispered, "You don't belong here." The lights flickered and the walls shook. The investigators began chanting prayers, urging the spirit to leave. The shadow screamed, a horrible, ear-piercing sound. Then, silence. The room felt lighter, warmer. The investigators turned to the family. "The portal has closed," one said. "But you must never open that door again." The Johnsons nodded. From that day on, they never stepped into the basement again. The noises stopped. The whispers faded. But at night, if they listened closely, they could still hear something, waiting in the darkness. If you like the video, please give it a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.